Time now for Chris Abel to join us, get into the conversation, and share the super awesome techie nerdy things with a brand new haircut, might I say. Looks good on you, bud.
Thank you very much.
That's very awesome. All right. One of my favorite things that I ever had the opportunity to do, and I think it was a 1932 Stearman biplane, radial engine, old school, fabric. Don't step here, you'll go right through it, was to take off from the Niagara Regional Airport and fly over Niagara Falls. Now, this is an open cockpit, like it was, and back then we didn't have phones. So it was like a regular digital phone with a strap on your wrist out over the edge of the airplane because there was no windows, right? It was just a windscreen. It's like, think Snoopy. And wasn't a flying doghouse. That was a terrible example. But I got pictures flying over Niagara Falls. We also flew over Port Elizabeth for those in St. Catharines, just also stunning. But that was cool, Chris, and it looks like other people are going to get their own version of this chance.
That's right. So this is a new Canadian movie theater innovation that's opening up. So available only in Canada at Niagara Falls. So the idea is that you go to Niagara Falls, you get to see the falls in person, often from an observation deck, which is sort of, seeing it from a bit of a distance. You're going to get wet, but you will see the falls. But if you wanted to see it up close, just steps away from the horseshoe side of the falls, there's a new theater that's opening up. And the idea is that when you go in, you can sit down and see a big, huge dome screen experience of an aerial photography tour of the falls. You can come in very close and get a very good glimpse of them. See the kind of view that you had seeing the falls from way up above, up high, but then also down below and kind of move in amongst all the rocks in the water. What's key though, is that when you get into the theater and you sit down, the seats are not bolted to the floor, my friend. No, the seats are in part of a gondola. So you are suspended in midair watching the movie. And the gondola, of course, can swing and move towards the movements of the camera that's in the movie. Then on top of that, they've added wind machines. So you get gusts of air and blasts of wind as you move about. There's also spray and mist machines. So you will get a little damp and a little wet. And then my favorite is they have smell and scent machines. So you will get the scent of the falls. Now, they're not saying what that scent is. I know that my own experience of going to Niagara Falls was a lot of salt. I smelled a lot of salt in the air, so I don't know if that's what they recreate. But
lots of mossy moss. Wet. It smells wet. That's cool because the rush of the water does give you the wind blasts. That's cool. And there's something about being close to it. If you've ever been right to the very top of the Canadian Falls and you see the volume of water just as it goes over, you realize this is not a little creek. Like there's a lot going on here. This sounds really cool, Chris. I like this.
Yes, it's called Niagara Takes Flight. That's the name of the movie. And it opens August 29th. And then perhaps there'll be a sequel where they can come up with an experience where you are in a barrel and you go over the falls. I know they've always done great jobs of giving photo opportunities, make it look like you're going over the falls down there. But to actually have a simulation of what it'd be like to be in one of those barrels going over it, that would be cool as well.
Oh, that is really cool stuff. All right. Chris Abel is here. Real Chris Abel, Krisabel. Online, if you want to follow along, he does like to share these things on there too. Apple is up to new things. Accessibility is key.
That's right. Tomorrow is Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And so to celebrate, Apple gave a preview of all the accessibility features, and there's lots of them, that they're going to be launching throughout the rest of this year. So there's a whole new digital version of Braille that's going to be happening, accessibility reader, so that for those who have low vision users, you can adjust text and documents to make it easier to see and consume. There's also a motion sickness adjustment feature, as well as a new feature for those who are experiencing the loss of their voice. I want to prepare for when that happens and be able to continue on. But the big feature, the one that's caused the most ripples, not just within the low vision community, but everybody, all the geeks that I know, is that they're offering a magnifier version for the Apple Mac computer. So there's magnifier for your phone, which you can pull out your camera on your phone, point it at something, and you can get lots of information, descriptions of what that is. Magnifier for the Mac, though, this is really neat. It can connect your computer to webcams to the camera that's in your iPhone. So you can actually position a number of different cameras and take the video feeds from those and then adjust the video feed so that you can get a better sense of presentations. The example that Apple shows, there's a video of a student that's attending a lecture at university, and the professor is down on the floor below giving a presentation. She opens up her Mac, she adds a little webcam, and then grabs the video feed of the presentation, pulls it up, makes it full screen under screen, and then adjusts the contrast, the sharpness of the text. She can actually make the text larger, makes it easier to see what she's looking at. And so I can imagine a lot of people are really excited about the idea that there are times in which you're seeing, or you're at a stadium, or you're at a large presentation and something's too far off, you're not really paying attention to what's happening. This is going to give you the ability to pull out your phone and be able to pull in, zoom, and do a better job of grabbing the content that you're trying to take in.
Oh, it's fascinating stuff. And then, of course, as soon as you say zooming, people who struggle with glasses, without glasses, the people who need extra needs for their eyeballs. I mean, everything gets better for everyone to see, which is cool.
Definitely. As you get older, we all join the low vision community.
Oh, man. Mel was like, "Are you trying to show me something on your phone?" Because I was sitting like this, the arm out. She's like, "Are you trying to show me something on your phone?" I'm like, "No, I'm trying to read it." It wasn't good.
Yes,
it was not a good moment. All right. Next on the list here with Chris Abel, LEGOGPT. What the heck?
This is crazy. Okay, so I'm sure most people are familiar with what things that ChatGPT and the other AIs can do in terms of you write a sentence of something you like. Hey, I like a cat that wears a tuxedo. And then ChatGPT can generate an article that describes that, or an image, or a video, something along those lines. Well, the researchers at Carnegie Mellon University said, well, how about we come up with a version of GPT that can do this, but with Lego? So again, you write a sentence, and then it sits down and it comes with a design using Lego to come up with your creation. In fact, it can come up with instructions as to how you can build. If you have all the Lego pieces, you want to make a Lego of a cat wearing a tuxedo, you can do that now. But what I love is they decided to take this to the ultimate step. So not only did they generate the software, which they've released online, if you want to play around with it, go ahead if you got the Lego pieces for it. But what they've done is they went down to the robotics lab, grabbed a robotic arm, and they've connected that to the software, placed Lego around the robotic arm, and now the software in the robot arm can actually build the Lego piece for you. So you type in a sentence, it generates a design of a Lego creation, it comes up with instructions for them, and then the robot completes the instructions, picks up all the Lego pieces, and builds it for you.
That's amazing, first of all. But I feel like that takes away from the point of the Lego. But at the same time, that's amazing. Like you could literally describe Chris's new haircut, and it would build you like a clip-on hair lid.
Totally.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, you could sort of say, look, I want a castle that looks like it's made out of fruit, and it'll come up with that design. Or, I mean, lots of people make things out of Lego that they can use. I mean, Lego's great for, coming up with accessories to hold down your cables for your desk or other things like that. So there's great potential here in terms of building and making things. And it's amazing that they've managed to make this happen.
This is great stuff. All right. Real Chris Abel online. And as always, every single Wednesday, we totally nerd out about the techie things and the geek things and the Lego things. Yay. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Take care.